Well, I don't know if you saw that part of my video or not. I was shaping those knives, and I was just talking about where you can use what's at hand, what you have to use, because you don't always have every anvils and all the tools that you might need to do these projects. So you just have to make your tools and make it work. It aggravates me because what I need is with this here I-beam, it would work if I had it mounted to a big block of wood about so high. That would work, where I could secure it. And this right here could be used as the cone, possibly. That's more or less, if you had some way to mount it, that would let you round the backs and the bottoms of your blades the shape you want. First, you want to get your shape of your blade fixed before you start trying to sharpen anything. You don't need to worry about the sharpness until you get your shape you want. That's the way I do it anyway. And I am no, like I said, I'm no professional. I've just made a few knives over the years to use. We lived out in the country and we couldn't afford a whole lot of stuff. So we built our own stuff most of the time. You either make it or you don't have it. Find stuff right out of the junk. You know, you can go down to an old salvage yard and find you some spring steel off of cars. I've used them buggy seats, springs out from the old time buggies on horse and buggy. Had the spring seats. I've used them to make a crossbow out of when I was a kid. Them things would flat sit there as I was killing rabbits 50, 60 yards out, no problem with it. But I used a cable on it instead of a rope because that spring steel would actually break that rope or string. You have to use a cable. When we were using wooden shafts, I guess, and cane, I guess we're lucky that didn't snap and shove it through your arm or shove it through your head. You know what I'm saying? We were lucky it didn't. But it could have. That's why Dave was telling you the other day, these wooden shafts will not work on compound bows, not unless you want an arrow right through you, as it can snap. Dave Cannonberry, in case you don't know him, he's the Pathfinder, so the Pathfinders grew up in Ohio. I believe is where he's at. And, but anyhow, they got some pretty country up there too. You know, I think they're the only other state, Ohio and Oklahoma, that starts with an O. I've never noticed that, so I just thought of that just now. Only me with my weird brain would think of something like that. Yes, probably. But I think they're the only two states that I know of in the United States that start with an O, Ohio and Oklahoma. I've never been to Ohio. I've seen pictures of it. It's pretty country. Some of it, but what I've seen is, and what Dave showed at his place, and that refuge or the forest behind him, the government, whatever you call it, like we got down here. Oh, it's the government land behind him, I think he said. Something like that in our government range. That's just open territory that's open for the government has control over, for the parks and hunting territories and stuff like that. That nobody owns, only the government's got it. Yeah, we get this, that's not to say you can't hunt on stuff, you can. At certain times of year, during the seasons and stuff, legally. I know a lot of folks may not always do it legal when they need some meat. But that's neither here nor there. They get caught, of course, there's a bill out of it. But if you don't get caught, it's good for your dinner. I sent a game ranger cookbook one year. Somebody accused me of killing ducks out of season. I ain't going to say whether it was true or not. They didn't catch me at it. But anyway, they come out there and rasped me around, looked at my stuff, and seen I didn't have no duck, no wild ducks or anything in there of the sort when they searched the place. But nevertheless, they thought I had because somebody made a report that I was shooting ducks off a wheat field down the road from us. Somebody snitched on me, in other words. But nevertheless, I sent him a Christmas book one year, me and the country boys did. Boy, oh boy, introducing Gordon Creek mallards to Big Creek hickory. Good. Stuff like that. You can imagine sending a cookbook like that to the state game. kind of funny, but at the time we thought. Yeah, there, it's starting to bow up there and shape up into a samurai. I don't know what you call the blame knife. It's something from Japan. They call them tontos and other things. It's going to be kind of like the tonto. That's what they said my little cheap knife that I got over here made out of stainless steel was. Now, some of them Japanese craftsmen over there, as I call them, are really good. But you get the good ones. But when you're buying cheap stuff like poor boys buy, you ain't going to get that stuff, and you know you ain't. That's why you got to build your own, or you just don't have it, unless you can afford it. I'd like to see somebody go try to steal a samurai sword from him. Oh boy, that'd be funny. Watch that old boy get a hold of that sword, you don't have much left of him. Try to steal a samurai sword. That'd be dumb. They make stuff over there, them samurais did, or them craftsmen do over there that makes this stuff I'm doing here look like junk and amateurs, because it is. It's just country boy stuff to survive with. You use, like I say, what's in hand, because that's all you got. Make it work for you the best you can. See how I'm flattening this out wider here across the back, and I want to kind of bow it just a little like this to shape that out where I want it. Now we'll check this other one. The other one's about ready, but I'm not satisfied with this one yet. It's just I'm wanting to get it to. We'll see. Let me check it this way with this to see if it's starting to look like this or not. Kinda. It needs to be bowed up a little bit more for the handle to work out on this one. Of course, this knife's going to be a little longer than this one. I'm going to be cutting that off square. Probably cut that off a grinder. You can do it with a cold chisel when it's hot. You cut that right off with a good chisel, but I'll just hit it with a grinder. Because it's faster and easier for me. It really don't matter. You can do it either way. And then this is what I'm going to try to do, is make it just exactly like this one. But now, I'm probably going to use wood handles instead of this plastic, because you can't get this type of vinyl or plastic or whatever it is. I don't have it on hand. I mean, I don't have that stuff. I don't have this fancy chrome stuff or this fancy guard knife guard neither. I may see if I can find something to make a knife guard out of, because it'd be nice to have a knife guard on these knives to keep from slipping and cutting your own hand. That's the main reason. It wouldn't stop another guy from coming in with a blade and cutting his hand or whatever. If it's good with the blade, it wouldn't stop nothing. But it would keep you from slipping and cutting your own hand. That's what I'm saying. Let me shut that off because they're 15-minute segments, and I'll bet you I've already overtalked my time. I think that's all YouTube will let me blab. All right, be back with you shortly. Bye-bye.